What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Drive to Freedom channel. Today I want to take on my other car. It's a 2017 Mazda 6. It has the Skyactiv G engine, and it's about to hit 120,000 miles, which is calling for to replace the coolant. As you can see, it's FL22 coolant. So today I'm going to work on draining it. Usually every 60,000 miles, it's also a good time to change out the transmission fluid. So I'll be changing that as well. So stay tuned. Okay, so before I get started, I'll go over some of the things that I bought. In order to do this, you're going to need 4 quarts of Mazda ATF Type FZ. I don't want to stray away from the proprietary transmission fluid too much because I don't know the ramifications of just putting your AutoZone fluid. I know FZ is a specialty fluid for a long life. Yeah, it kind of sucks because it is about $13 a quart, so you want to make sure you have a good crush washer. This one is Mazda branded. They're only a couple bucks. I buy my typical oil. It's the same size as your oil change filter crush washer they use for your oil changes. But for this one, because the fluid's so expensive, I didn't want to afford for it to leak, so I bought the genuine crush washer. As far as the containers, those 3 in the back, one of them is going to be used for making my mix. Generally, you go 50-50, but the workshop manual says for southern climates, you could go 35-55, I think, 35-65, 35-65. Because we rarely get to freezing temperatures, but I'm probably going to do a 40-60 mix, or maybe a 50-50. I'm not really sure yet. You want to make sure you use distilled water. And as far as the coolant, I chose Peak Asian. Now, I guess you're supposed to use FL22 antifreeze, and that's the genuine Mazda stuff. It is very, very, very expensive, so I chose to I'm trying this new version out. I think Mazda figured it out that people were gonna stray away from FL22. So once I think the original change interval is 10 years, 120,000 miles, but after that it's every 60,000 miles. Now, there is a lot of different techniques that everyone is using to flush the coolant, from just using a bunch of water and just running it clear. But it seems like consensus is, if it's never been changed before or it looks relatively clean, to just do 50-50 and call it a day. So the way I'm going to do it, because I bought this, I think it was like $25. It is the concentrate, as you can see. I'm going to make my own in there, half distilled water and half concentrate, and then I can get 2 drain-in fills, because I believe the capacity of the Mazda 6 is 2 gallons, and I could do, I think each time I drain it, a gallon's going to come out. So it pretty much for $12.50, for 25 bucks, I'm going to get about 75% of the fluid out, and then I'll just do it again in maybe about 50,000 miles. But for these 2 drain-in fills, I'll do one today, and then I'll do one in a couple months when I do the oil change. So that's what we're going to get started on, and I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, what we want to do first is I'm going to go ahead and make the solution. I decided I'm just going to go with 50-50 because if you think about it, we're going to end up with, there's no point, if I do 40-60, I'm going to have 20% coolant left over, which really isn't enough to do a full drain and fill. So I'm just going to go 50-50, keep it simple. Let's go ahead and put the water in it. So we're going to measure up 64 ounces of water. So when you're under the car, it looks like an 8mm or a Phillips screw. That has to come off. Apologize about the bad camera angle. There's really not much room I have in this garage, so first thing we'll do is loosen this screw. Let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like in there. You're going to turn that counterclockwise, and that's the coolant drain right above. What you can do is squeeze the radiator hose. Maybe that may help get some of the coolant out. Now that that's done, the next thing I want to work on is cleaning this coolant tank. There's a clip here, and it looks like there's a clip. I don't know if the camera's going to capture it, but it's under there somewhere. Let's see if I can. Yeah, right there. So let me go ahead and unclip it. And it's out. It's right here. So there's a clip there and a clip there, and I used that little pry tool to remove them both. So now what I want to do, I'm going to drain this into my one of my empty jugs, and I'm going to go outside and give it a nice wash, clean it. I can imagine all that condensation over the past 7 years couldn't have been the greatest on it, so let me go do that. Quick change of plans. I decided to use this as my clean jug right here. It's already labeled. I put clean 50/50 424, so I can use this in about 3,000 to 5,000 miles when I do my second flush, and this is what I'll use today. Okay, so I've cleaned it out. It's much cleaner now, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Now the next step is going to be to close the valve down there, so it's going to go in clockwise, and then I'm going to fill it up with coolant again. Okay, so I didn't really film. All I did was just tighten the valve counterclockwise until it was snug. It's pretty simple. Okay, now I'm going to put this 50/50 that we made earlier. I'm going to put it into the radiator. Hopefully I don't miss. the top part right here. Oh, let me lower the stand. Okay, so you can see it's a little past the fill line. And for this, looks like it's a little past F, which is right there. So the next step is going to be to turn on the car, put the heat on full blast, maybe rev it, but yeah, I'm gonna monitor for bubbles. So the car's running full heat. I don't think the radiators have kicked on yet, but I have made a little bit of a mess down there. That's probably because this has been bubbling. So if you squeeze this right here like this, watch the bubbles. See those bubbles? You want to get to a point where those bubbles aren't happening. You want to be monitoring engine temperature. So that's what I'll work on now. So I'm going to just keep squeezing, and I'm going to wait for these radiator fans to kick on because that means coolant is flowing through the system. Okay, now that the coolant's done, the next step is going to be to perform a drain and fill on the transmission fluid. So the dipstick, I don't know if you can see it, but it's under this air box. So the first thing it needs to do is we need to pull out the air box, and then I also have to remove the engine cover. So the first thing you want to do is remove these two clips on the edge just to loosen the air box, like that. Remove the MAF plug right there by pinching and pulling out. And then what you want to do is you want to remove this hose. Once you remove that hose, and you just pull it right off by loosening that, and that can go up there. The next step is going to be to remove this air box. To remove the air box, two 10mm bolts. Careful, there are washers on the back side of them. And then those two rubber grommets, you just pull directly up, and it should be clear. Just make sure you don't lose the parts. So now you can see the transmission drain bolt is right here. It's just one 10mm bolt, if I recall. Here's a zoom in right there. So let me start loosening the bottom engine. Okay, now that I'm down here, I think I get a better idea of what you need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's one right there. One right there. One right there. And I think that's it. Let me see. Okay, so it has been removed. There's 6 10mm bolts in the front, and then there's 6 pop clips holding the back edges. And that is the, it just slides right off. So I did those edge ones right there last. Right there. One on each side. Okay, so here's the transmission drain bolt. It takes an 8mm hex. Okay, so I just cracked it open counterclockwise, and hopefully it's not too hot. See if I'm... Got it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the top fill valve, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow some air in. I'm also going to jack the rear of the car up to allow more trim. Okay guys, as you can see, I lifted the back up. As you can see, there we go. It's kind of tilted downward. I wanted to kind of extract as much fluid as possible. It looks like it's doing just a very small stream. So I'm going to let it sit here for about 20 minutes or so. The bolt is pretty the transmission fill bolt is pretty deep down in there, so I had to buy this funnel. It's a transmission funnel. And you can see right there, I went ahead and just removed it. So now I just sit here and wait for it to drain some more fluid out. Okay, so I've let it drain for about 20 minutes now. It was down to a drip, so I guess I could have waited a little longer, but in the interest of time, I have to get this car back down because I have to use it tonight. So I put it back down on the ground. Doesn't look like it's dripping at all now. So now you got to put the drain bolt back in. New washer. You want to use, you need to tighten it to about 23 to 30 foot-pounds of torque, which is the same as the oil change bolt. Oh, sorry, the oil pan bolt. Okay, so we went ahead and drained it. I have almost a gallon, so almost 4 quarts, which is a lot more than the last time I did this. I was only able to extract 3.6, I think, but this time it's pretty much 4 quarts. So I put the drain plug in, torqued it to about 27 foot-pounds, and now the next step is going to be to fill. So since I pulled out 4 quarts are going back in. I have my Mazda transmission.